Hey folks, Dino here again. This time taking a look at Demoniacal Fit's next offering, the Mightiest Warrior, or as everyone else likes to call him, Gohan. Now, I know the title of the video is Ultimate Gohan, but they've actually included a couple of extra heads and faceplates. So he's basically Tournament of Power Gohan, I suppose you could call him. But we'll get into that in a second. Just now, let's take a quick look at the box, as per always. So, as you can see, they've went with the exclusive sort of packaging that Tamashii tends to use at the conventions and things like that. We won't get into that. Ultra Instinct sign, American exclusive. Why? But yeah. As you can see, nice black with some red accents. Looks really good. Demoniacal Fit logo. Demoniacal Fit 2019 made in China. Not sure why it's 2019. This is just released like 2 weeks ago at the making of this video. Mightiest Warrior, because obviously they can't call him Gohan for copyright. Not that changing the name seems to hide the fact that this is clearly Gohan, but hey-oh. Must help somehow. Some pictures on the back of the different faces and poses. These pictures do not do the figure justice. The faces look really squashed in here. They're not as bad once we actually get to them. Some of them are a bit squashed, mostly the yelling faces, but they're miles better than the original Ultimate Gohan that we got, let's be honest. As you can see, they have made their own blurb, as per usual, with a little laugh to read that. Ages 15 and up, and that is about it. So, let's take a look at accessories, shall we? Pop him to the side just now. So, first things first, we'll get rid of the boring part first, the hands. Every figure comes with them. So, you've got a pair of Ki Blast hands. Basically your normal Goku sort of set. You've got a pair of Kamehameha hands. They're actually quite hard. I'm a bit worried about the joints, since Demoniacal Fit can't seem to get their joints properly. Pair of martial arts posy hands. I can get them separated. There you go. And one unique hand, which we've never seen on this sort of body type. The thumbs up sort of hand, which I'm quite happy about, because it means I can put this on a Goku. So I think actually that was packaged in this to recreate that scene when Goku thumbs up Gohan just before he goes to fight Majin Buu. But yeah, in terms of faces for that head, you've got teeth gritted face, which kind of looks a bit squashed. Doesn't look as bad once it's on the actual figure though. The really bad one is this one, the yelling face. That's really squashed. I think it's because they were trying not to make the faces too long while still keeping Gohan's signature hairstyle. And the one he comes with on the package, just the stern face, that looks really good, especially paired with the head part that we'll see in a second. And his signature smirk, which looks honestly really good. They nailed that one completely. He also comes with this, which is the same face part here. I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't include a second head, but I can see why they didn't, because it just fits on the existing head. You do that, and all of a sudden you've got Tournament of Power Gohan, and it looks really good in my opinion. You've also got, finally, the same head moulded in Super Saiyan. Now with this one I am not sure, because I can't remember off the top of my head, whether the Super Saiyan head is supposed to have the bang. I know in the Buu saga it did, which is probably what they based this head off, but in the Tournament of Power, I believe Super Saiyan, he still just had the whole sticky up here sort of deal. And yeah, as per usual, Demoniacal Fits heads are notoriously tight. They have toughened up the ball joint, and they seem to have made the actual ball as small as possible this time to try and avoid any breakage issues, because to my disappointment, the heads don't fit on existing bodies, not even the existing 2.0 Gokus, which I will show you quickly there. Much bigger ball joint. Very, very disappointing. I mean, I suppose if the plastic is slightly cheaper, they want to avoid breakage at all costs, but even at that, the peg hole is still incredibly tight. So forgive me for not putting the Super Saiyan head on, because quite frankly I don't want to break it on camera. Ow, that hair is really spiky. 2 seconds folks. And jump up. There we go. Right, so as we've seen, just a case of pulling that off and popping another one on. It's actually quite an ingenious design. Just a single peg. The hair goes right onto it, so you don't really see a seam at all. Figuarts is needing to learn a wee bit from Demoniacal Fit, I think. And yeah, as you can see, it looks a little bit squashed, but it's actually alright when you're looking at it face on. I think the problem with the box art is that it's looking sort of down the way, so it looks really squished. It does look a bit squished, but it's not a bad thing. As I said, still miles and miles and miles better than the original Gohan we got, who seemed to like styling his eyebrows. But we'll not get into that. Unfortunately, the original is packed away currently, so I can't do a comparison with him. The hands, quite frankly, I have tried to take them off. They're awfully tight, as per usual. So let's just move on to articulation, shall we? So standard Goku affair, you can look up about that much, look down a fair bit, can ab crunch about that far, can go back about that far, can push it down to look a bit better. Arms, if you get that out the way, can go up that far. Swivel, swivel at the bicep, double jointed at the elbow, standard ball hinge at the hands, waist swivel, legs can kick up and back perfectly fine, double joint at the knees, that's a bit tight, there we go, and standard Goku feet. So yeah, in terms of detail on the figure, I mean, they have done pretty well, if I'm being honest. They've clearly modelled this body off of this guy, because even the colours are pretty much spot on. So I can't remember offhand, but I don't know if Gohan's feet were that dark, but I can live with it because the rest of the figure looks really good. They have done a bit of shading on the gi in certain places. The figure does feel a little bit lighter than an official, not much, but you can tell the plastic's just that tiny bit cheaper. But yeah, definitely moulded after this guy, if I can get the words out. Which, why not? This guy's probably the cheapest Goku body out there, still to this day. In fact, you can probably get more of that Goku cheaper than you can this guy, and that's saying something. But yeah, only QC issue I have seen with this guy is this leg is rather loose. Apart from that, it's totally fine, and obviously it doesn't affect standing poses, things like that. Once you get the leg into an actual pose, it's totally fine. It just pops down into standing pose rather than stay in one place. So yeah, would I recommend this guy? Absolutely. This is probably the, until we get an official one, and even at that, my confidence in Tamashii is a bit swaying just now, especially with the Goku sign fiasco. Really, Tamashii? Yeah, can you tell I'm a bit annoyed that that was an American exclusive? When it's probably his most popular version of Ultra Instinct. Like, more so than the normal, fully mastered Ultra Instinct. Yeah, I'm mincing my words now because I'm getting annoyed. But yeah. Definitely recommended purchase. Probably recommended for 2, because you've got this guy, and you can have him in Super Saiyan as well. But yeah, folks, looking forward to Demoniacal Fit's next offering, which should be, I'd like to say either the Super Saiyan 4s or the battle damaged Blue Goku, which honestly, quick change of pace here, but that Blue Goku that they are currently making, they should take the mould from this guy's hair, put it on that, and they'll have their own exclusive version of Ultra Instinct sign. Trust me, Demoniacal Fit, you'll sell a ton more figures than you will selling him as Super Saiyan Blue. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this review. I've rambled on long enough. Until then, I'll see you later.